I want to show you how to make this simple volcano out of clay. And then at the end, we'll get it to erupt. So stay tuned. You'll need air dry clay. You'll need about a teaspoon of dish soap, a half cup measuring cup, and then a 1 cup measuring, plastic cup, baking soda, vinegar, food color is optional, a tray with wax paper, or you can use a paper plate. So it just depends on what you have on hand. So gather your supplies and then we'll get started. All right, to get started, you'll need to get either your paper plate or your tray with wax paper, and then you're going to put your cup in the middle. So we're going to surround this cup with our volcano. So if you want a smaller volcano, I would just cut your cup a little bit shorter. So if you're not wanting to make a huge volcano, just be careful when you're cutting. So you can make it just like that. I'm just going to surround this with our clay. So you're just going to grab your air dry clay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some coils to go around the bottom and then kind of stack them up from there. I just made a little snake. I'm just going to go all the way around as far as I can get. And we're going to just keep on making these coils. And make sure, you're going to want to make sure this dries completely before you make it erupt. So just make sure you're planning that with your schedule. Right now I'm just surrounding the cup with some coils, and then you can kind of build it from there. As I'm putting the coil, I'm just kind of pinching it against the cup just so it's nice and secure. Get the sides up first, and then we can start adding the bottom. A little bit right there. Okay, so now we have our cup kind of surrounded with some coils. At this point, it might be easier to add your baking soda. So I'm just going to add my baking soda to my cup so I don't have to worry about making sure I can fit it later. I'm just kind of making these thin, wide pieces and then just squishing them out to the sides. And then in a little bit, we can smooth them out and make some, if you need to make little designs or textures, you can do that. But for now, I'm just getting it on there in the general shape that I want. Okay, I like the way the base looks. And I think I'm going to build it a little bit more on the edges here on the side. And then I think I'm going to build it just a little bit over the top of the cup if I can. I'm just going to make the same sort of kind of little snake shape and put it on the base, like where the cup meets the bottom. And then now I'm just using my fingertip to kind of smooth it out up and down as I attach it. Same thing over here. I'm going to pinch the sides, smooth it with my finger, up and then down. All right, from here, let's work on the top. So I'm going to try to get a coil around, and I'm going to make it just a little bit more narrow so that when you first see this volcano, you're not suspecting anything's going to happen. So we want to kind of hide our cup. So when you're building your coil or when you want a smaller opening on the top, you're going to make your coil just a tiny bit smaller than what it is right now. So if you want to keep going straight up, make it as big as that around. But if you want to gradually make the opening smaller, you're just going to get a tiny bit smaller than what you have now, and then gradually get smaller as you go up. So I lay my coil on top, and then we're going to use the same technique. I'm just going to kind of take my finger and swipe it down the side to attach that coil to the rest of my volcano. Kind of smooth it as I go. And then we're going to keep on repeating that until we have the size that we want. So I'm just going to lay my coil, attach the two ends. The fun thing is you can, if you want to make like a scene, like with dinosaurs or trees or plants, you can add all that around here. And then you'll want to get your volcano. So just the way you like it. Add pieces here and there, and then let it dry completely. So we're gonna make sure we get all of our pieces completely dry, and then we'll do the next portion. So just keep adding as you like, and then I will meet you for the next part. All right, guys, we are back. The volcano is dry. It took about 24 hours, I would say. So there's a lot of clay there. So make sure it's dry completely. You can also, I wanted to mention, you can also use, there's like a terracotta color. You can also use that and it'll look more like a volcano. So now here's the fun part. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of dish soap to my vinegar. And then also at this point, you can add food coloring if you want. I think I'll add just a little bit. So you can add food coloring or not. And you need about half a cup to a cup of vinegar. I'm going to stir it up. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more food coloring. And I would also say maybe do this outside just in case it makes a mess. And so now remember we have our baking soda in our cup already. And I'm just going to slowly pour. See what happens. Oh, here we go. I don't know if can you guys see it? It's like pretty cool. There we go. I think it would be fun to play around with the colors of food coloring. All right, there you have it. So I would love to see your volcanoes and what you decided to decorate with.